Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate you holding this hearing today, and I look forward to working with you on energy issues on this subcommittee. And I also want to thank our panel for appearing today, and I look forward to hearing each of your testimony. Appropriately, this hearing will serve as a stage setter, an opportunity to get a snapshot of the current energy landscape in the United States and abroad. And we heard a little bit of that last night from our President, and I was encouraged as he talked about how our country in the last 4 years has started to bend the curve and the trend of other countries dominating in the clean energy industry. And I look forward to continuing to support that and U.S. innovation from this committee. Today we will hear more about the shifting dynamics in the energy marketplace. Far from being stagnant and hopeless, we are now seeing an unprecedented pace of change that was unpredictable even a few years ago. For instance, renewables are penetrating at a remarkable rate, with growth in wind, as the President mentioned last night, alone outpacing natural gas in 2012. Our responsibility is to ensure that this country is prepared for whatever changes that the markets may experience. Over-reliance on a limited range of technologies and finite resources is unsustainable and unreasonable. We know that the U.S. uses 20% of the world's oil, but that we only have 2% of the world's oil reserves. Our strength will lay in our ability to transition to new, cleaner, more sustainable resources. Simply, we cannot drill our way out of this problem. However, we can innovate our way out of this problem, and we can work to make our country more energy secure and help make a thriving economy. We must be competitive and not let ourselves get behind. As Washington bickers, our competitors are pulling out all of the stops to capitalize on the booming clean energy economy. It's time for us to get serious about creating a coherent green energy policy, a national policy to enable us to compete more so globally. We should be leading the world in a search for a better, safer, more affordable energy. The Pew Charitable Trusts estimate that between now and 2018, annual revenue from clean energy installations will grow by about 8% globally and by about 14% here in the United States. These profits, if we can make sure they are generated here in the United States, that the innovation is designed and manufactured here in the United States, will create new, good, well-paying, middle-class jobs for all Americans. Finally, we must recognize that the impact that our energy choices have on public health, the global environment, now and into the future. Addressing climate change, and I'm glad the President talked about this also last night and in his inaugural remarks, is about global security, the ecosystems that feed us, our public health and safety, and our future economic well-being. From the outset, I will say that I believe there is no one-size-fits-all prescription or standardized test for the appropriate role of government in securing our energy future. In a field as complex as energy, we must be flexible and efficient when deploying taxpayer resources and rely on a mix of scientific expertise, market forces, common sense, and ways that we can identify gaps to inform our policy decisions. The President also talked last night about working to have businesses and homes. He challenged us to reduce energy consumption that we have in our businesses and homes. And I believe there is an opportunity for us to work with the business community especially and residents to bring down their own energy consumption and work with the utility companies as well to find ways that we can do that and provide incentives, because that also will bring down the amount of energy we consume and also create, I believe, new jobs for clean energy providers. Finally, we should engage our world-class scientific enterprise, from universities to national laboratories, to overcome fundamental scientific and technical challenges. Two national labs in particular, Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory and Sandia National Laboratory, are located in my congressional district, and they are hard at work taking on the energy challenges of the future. Federal programs have a role to play in giving innovators, investors, and companies space to collaborate. We should do more to replicate public-private partnerships like iGate, innovation in green advanced transportation excellence, that harness the creativity of our best and brightest in science and business, and then transfer their technologies out to the private markets. We should also leverage equitable and innovative financing mechanisms where the market is not well structured to take on the often high technical and financial risks. Finally, where there is no tool to match the problem, we should have the courage to reinvent the way government does business. Programs like Advanced Research Projects Agency Energy, ARPA-E, and the hubs showed us that this can be done. With scientific research, nothing is guaranteed, and so we need to be willing to take risks. I come from the Bay Area, which includes Silicon Valley, where risk-taking is critical to the region's economy. Taking risks means sometimes you will not succeed, but scientific progress in our country and internationally has never been a straight line. Only by taking risks and charging forward can we ever hope to reach goals which today may seem out of reach. The big energy challenges we face require big lead times to solve. We thus can't let bureaucratic inertia and partisan politics delay or get in the way of us making investments and encourage research, innovation, and competition. If the U.S. is to be the world leader in all aspects of energy, we must be willing to work together, compromise, and embrace innovation. Again, I want to thank Chairman Loomis for holding this hearing. I look forward to engaging in a discussion of the critical energy issues facing our country. Look forward to hearing from our witnesses, and with that, I yield back the balance of my time.